supported 600 organizations. Employees gave back over $200,000 and logged nearly 5,000 volunteer hours across Louisiana, all in 2023. That's what keeps CLECO energized.
Okay, what a night we had. So, I was talking about this last evening. I thought storms could make it into the area. They were actually weakening as they came through, but that did not matter for that outflow surge ahead of it because we'd been so hot during the day. If these storms stayed together, I figured they'd have some gusty wind, but my goodness, the widespread nature of these winds was pretty incredible. The outflow, I'll show you. I'm going to actually go back into the radar here in a little bit and show you a little bit on that. But because we were relatively hot and dry still near the surface, the efficiency with which these downdrafts were able to make it to the ground and spread out was incredible. I saw we had a 48-mile-per-hour gust at Rapides Regional, and that was my highest gust on the camera network, but I know there were obviously gusts higher than that. I went outside, it sounded like a hurricane. I mean, there were limbs out all over every place, and you hear the chainsaws in the distance and everything. Luckily, our power came on a couple hours in, but I'll show you where those power outages are right now. Now, still some wet roadways out there, but it looks like things are improving on Toledo Bend. One of the things I posted last night was this was going to be one of those dangerous deals where the outflow was going to continue to surge across the lake here where they didn't even get any rainfall or didn't see anything heavy from the system itself, from that storm system that came through. So the outflow came through, created some big waves, I'm sure, and some problems. Luckily, it was the middle of the night, so hopefully not a lot were out there. There are people out there fishing right now, though. And if you saw my post, we were at 9,500 down to 9,000 without power in Rapides. These are customers, so CLECO's doing some work. I know Northwood, I believe it's Northwood, Forest Hill, and Caroline Dorman are all without power. I'm actually going to go around, take a look, and see what we had going on out there in different areas. I haven't really seen just one specific location that seems like it got hit worse than others. This was a pretty widespread deal where these winds came through, as you can see, with the power outages and created some big problems. Totaled up, let's see, what do we have? About 15,000 without power here as of 9/12 this morning. So radar showing what's going on now. It's pretty calm out there. We actually took away that instability with these storms as they came through, really cleared things out, and everything's kind of backing further to the west now, and those showers and storms are a bit lighter. So I don't see any real severe threat locally right now. I'm still watching later this afternoon, but I really think things are going to be peeling more off toward the west, so something to watch there. Close in on the Fort Johnson radar, we have some heavier showers, even a few rumbles of thunder up there near Shreveport, but what I wanted to do, and what I'm going to do, let's take you back here. Let's see if I can go back. What was that at? One something. Let's go back 8 hours. And there is that cluster of storms. And what I'll do is kind of step through it instead of doing the loop here. But let's go 12 hours so I can really get back there. Okay, so this thing came here. It arrived into northern Wind Parish just after midnight, and you can see there was one outflow boundary off the initial cluster of storms that's lined up right along I-49 there. You can see that little kind of band of cloud cover, a little outflow right there. And then this one was going to combine forces with that and really just kind of on its own create some major problems. So as I go through this, you can see how this thing never had severe warnings. We had the special weather statements, and that was tied to those outflow winds. But as this thing approaches Alexandria, it really weakened. I mean, this is not looking impressive. And look at how far ahead, because that outflow is so far ahead, that's why it's finally choking this off. We're getting back here into that cooler air, and we're losing the instability. Still some big winds going. We still had power outages down here into Evangeline and Allen and parts of Avoyles Parish, where maybe you didn't even see rainfall. But you can see as these storms move through, they really dissipated, and then that outflow continued all the way down to the beaches in Cameron Parish. So quite a night. It was an overachiever in my eyes, but totally plausible what we saw there. And yeah, hope you get your power back soon. They are out there working hard, though. As I said, we went from 9,500 to 9,000, so going in the right direction here in Rapides Parish. Still a heat advisory today. I'm not sure I agree with that at this point because we are running about 10 to 12 degrees cooler, so it's going to be tough to get up there. It's going to briefly be hot, I think, as these clouds clear out. It's certainly going to heat up, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as bad as what we saw yesterday. In fact, we're at 76 right now, and, you know, it was supposed to be 85 at 10 o'clock, and we're not going to make it there. So here's where temperatures are going to eventually end up into the mid 90s, maybe a little warmer up towards Shreveport, 97. But this is our last day in the real heat, should we see the sun come out and really start to kind of bake things out there. But I do think tomorrow we lose the humidity for the most. I mean, we don't lose it entirely. It is Louisiana, but we're going to lose a lot of it, and it's going to feel a lot better. You're going to feel 20 degrees better than what we had yesterday. Mid 90s for today, partly cloudy skies becoming mostly clear by afternoon as these storms and showers dissipate, and this model right here does not create much more. Just brings that drier air into the area, and that means that we are going to see some comfortable stuff, I think, probably for tomorrow morning. And then really through the next few days, we're going to have overnight lows mid to upper 60s. We're going to have those daytime highs in the low to mid 90s. And for right now, at least, the nice thing is we have the clouds in place. So if you are without power, it's going to warm up a little more slowly today, and you're not going to have to deal with a house, hopefully, up in the 80s for too long. Here is your rainfall estimates over the last 24 hours. More widespread stuff yesterday, obviously, with these storms moving through. And you can see that weakening trend from Winfield, where we probably had closer to an inch, down to 0.15 at my house. 0.14 was the estimate. And then down south of us, that's where things really kind of fell apart. Still a marginal level 1 risk for severe weather in place for today. I think we might have worked the atmosphere over to the point where we're not going to be as concerned about this, but it is something that I am going to keep a close eye on through the afternoon and evening. And then your rain totals through Sunday, still pretty paltry here, so hopefully you got what you needed last night. I don't think you did here, most of you. We did have that heavier stuff up north, but still just not much. We could deal with a few inches of rain and not have any problems right now. There goes Ernesto, a hurricane once again, moving up toward the Canadian Maritimes. And yeah, still, I mean, late August, nothing for the next 7 days that we're really watching here. So great news here to round out August. Your 7-day forecast is showing that those temperatures at night are going to be beautiful, even during the day. Like I said, if we're in the low to mid 90s, but the dew point's around 60 and it feels like it's the low to mid 90s, that's not bad. So we're not as worried as we were last week when we were staring down the barrel of like 98 to 102 every day. Scattered storms return for the weekend as humidity returns slowly to the area, and we'll have low to mid 70s overnight lows and then mid 90s for highs. Very much where we should be this time of year, and slightly above normal to start September is what it looks like, with rain chances also returning. Nothing tropical that we're seeing, but some scattered storms are possible. So I am going to run out, take a look, and see what kind of damage and trees down and stuff I can run into. But like I said, I hear the chainsaws going. I'm not really aiming in a particular direction because it looks like even to the south of us, where these storms were weakening, that's where we have a lot of these power outages, and saw some damage as well. So I'm just going to go out, take a look, see what I see, and I will report back and let you know what I saw when I drove around this weird morning in Alexandria, Louisiana. I'll see you back here tomorrow. Hopefully no warnings today. I don't think we will see that, and I will see you back here tomorrow morning.